Here we go. Fuel economy. To drive a car, you need gas, unless you have an electric car, right, Bodie? I checked out. They now have electric vehicles that have a range of up to 400 kilometers.
Still depends.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. But how much does it cost to fill up the old junker?
You know what I mean? Depends.
You don't want to shit out.
Depends on the size of the tank.
Anyways, gas costs money. A car that uses less gas costs you less money. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Maybe a car scientist. In Canada, fuel economy is measured in liters per 100. Now, before you go all freaky on me, I know some people still use miles per gallon, or MPG. Right? Most people, the vast majority of people, when you're having a discussion around the barbecue in the summertime, and people talking about cars and the fuel efficiency, they're talking about miles per gallon. Most people do that. Okay? Pardon me? MPG. However, officially, it's in liters per 100. Okay? So to calculate fuel economy is the liters used divided per kilometer traveled times by 100. Robert, you should unplug it, please. Okay? So it's the liters used. I don't know what you guys have to fill in.
Just the fuel economy.
Okay.
Like a liter per 100K, and that's it.
Fuel liters used per kilometer traveled times by 100. And I know you don't need to add that in, but some people still use miles per gallon, right? Okay. Oh, sorry. Not in your notes, but I added this. Because it's important. When using liters per 100, you want a low number. Okay? Some people don't realize that. You want less gas per 100. When you're using miles per gallon, you want a high number, because this is how much gas to go 100. This is how many miles you get out of 1 gallon. They're opposite. So liters per 100, you want low. Miles per gallon, you want high. Okay? So I went to Dean Cooley or Kelleher, I don't remember which one. I just picked a random car. And this might be the F-150 maybe. So they're suggesting that in the city, it's 10.2 liters per 100. On the highway, 8 liters per 100. So roughly 100 kilometers to Roblin, 8 liters of gas to get to Roblin in your F-150. About $8, roughly, right, to get there, which converts to 30 miles per gallon. Now, if you're driving a more fuel-efficient vehicle, you should be able to get, I had a really fuel-efficient Chevy Venture one time. I could get about 6.3 liters per 100 with that. It was really good in gas. My Durango was pretty good too. On the highway, we're about 7.1 liters per 100. Yeah. 30 miles to the gallon, that's pretty good, although that is unlikely, I would say, right? Most people's actual efficiency is not anywhere close.
It's usually 20, 25.
To this. Yes. Why? Because people tend to drive faster than 100. Okay, here's an example. Anna has driven 220 kilometers since her last fill of gas. She fills up her car with 31 liters. What was her fuel economy for the last 220? So we're going to take 31 liters. Right? We're going to figure out her fuel economy. 31 liters divided by the kilometers traveled, 220. Times by 100. 31 divided by 220. Yep. We'll say 14.1, Bodie? 14.1 liters per 100. Is that good or bad?
That's pretty good.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You want low numbers. That is poor.
Terrible. You probably got like 50 miles per gallon.
That is poor. Probably SUV. Probably city driving.
Probably a Hummer.
Could be.
No, that's not.
Right? That is poor.
Hummer probably like 25.
Okay. Fuel cost. Sometimes you want to find out how much it will cost to drive a car. Useful when comparing different types and makes of cars. To find out how much gas is used, the gas used is kilometers traveled divided by 100 times the fuel economy. The reverse.
Oh, when you get to the answer back there,
Okay.
I'll follow my notes.
Oh.
14.1. Thank you.
Okay, gas used is equal to kilometers traveled divided by 100 times the fuel economy. So you can actually generally figure out how much it's going to cost in gas to go somewhere. right? If you're splitting gas with someone, most people do it at the end, but you can sort of estimate it ahead of time if you want.
So you usually keep your seats.
Yep. Simone has a 2010 Ford F-150 that has a fuel efficiency of 14 liters per 100. She drives 660 kilometers to Thunder Bay. How much gas will she use? So we're going to take that 660. We're going to divide by 100. And we're going to multiply by that fuel economy, 14.7. And we're going to get 97.02 liters. The capital L is the symbol for liters. So 97 liters of gas to get to T-Bay. And if gas is at $1.08 per liter, how much does the trip cost? So we're simply going to take that 97 liters, 0.02 I guess, times $1.809. $105.65. Now that is just fuel, right? Is there any additional cost to your vehicle? Well, I suppose. Are you burning up? Burning up maybe isn't the best term. Are you using up oil longevity or oil life? Right, like you should be changing your oil every 8 to 10,000 kilometers, right? Something like that. Maybe transmission fluid, right? So there is. No, but when you get to about 100,000, you do, right? 100, 120, something like that. So you are.
It's not like engine oil.
No, it's not. But you still have to do it once the car gets to a certain age. So you are adding what's called wear and tear to your vehicle, right? You're adding mileage to the engine. So it's not just fuel costs. When they pay you mileage, right? When they pay you to travel somewhere, they pay you more than just gas costs, right? Government pays about 39 cents, 40 cents a kilometer. Okay. At 60 kilometers per hour, a sedan uses 18.4 liters of gasoline to drive 225 kilometers. At 100 kilometers an hour, the same sedan uses 22 liters of gasoline to drive the same distance. Did you know that? There is a significant difference. The faster you drive, the worse your fuel economy.
Oh, yeah.
Prime fuel economy is between 60 to 80 kilometers an hour. Nobody wants to drive that fast on the highway. Nobody. Okay, I think the first question is, find the fuel economy of the sedan at 60 kilometers an hour, right? So we're going to take that 18.4 liters, divide by 225, again, times 100. So at 60 clicks, you're getting about 8.2 liters per 100. No one's going to drive down the highway at 60 kilometers an hour. In fact, you'd probably get pulled over for driving too slow, unless it's poor conditions. If you're going 100 kilometers an hour, the amount of gas used was 22.1. Divide by that same 225, oops, times 100. 9.8 liters per 100.
Is that 20.1 or 22?
22. Okay, so you're looking at about 1.5 liters more of gas to travel that distance, right? So another $1.50. Of course, you're only doing 60 and you're doing 80. You're using a lot of your time up, aren't you? Lots of colds going around, eh? Yep. Don't touch my doorknob.
Did you show us how to convert the mileage per gallon
To liters per 100? I might have to go work it out, but yeah, I can do that, yeah. It's not the easiest calc. Probably the easiest way to do it is. What do you need?
Sanitizer.
No, I don't. Should get some.
You're gonna have to touch his doorknob.
No, I'm opening the door. Are you going out right now?
Yeah, can I go wash my hands?
Let's look that up. We will. Remind me at the end, okay? What does this example suggest about the relationship between the fuel of a vehicle and the speed driven? The faster you go, the more gas it costs. Exactly. Right? Here, you guys can write this down if you want, but basically what it boils down to, the faster you go, the the more gas you use. Here's a fact. I looked this up. At 120 kilometers per hour, a vehicle uses about 20% more fuel than at 100. On a 25-kilometer trip, this spike in speed and fuel consumption would cut just 2 minutes from your travel time. 25 kilometers, that's like to Gilbert Plains, right?
Yeah,
Roughly?
About that.
About that. So if you're doing 120 to Gilbert, you're going to save yourself 2 minutes. And cost you 20% more gas. 20% more money, I guess, too, right? And maybe a ticket.
I think it costs more than the gas.
Yeah, it's actually quite surprising. I know that I drove to Calgary last summer, and in the areas where it's 100, and I'm driving 100-ish, right? And you check your my car, like most new vehicles, have a fuel economy gauge on there. And then when you get to Saskatchewan, Alberta, where it's 110, and you're up to about 110, 111, something like that,
There's a 120.
you can see the fuel economy just goes. It really drops, right? That difference between 100 and 110 is huge, and 120 is even more.
My sister worked for SGI for a lot of years, and she,
Yeah, little mistake there. Okay. Well, those people at home, they should be here, right?
Second one of the day.
Oh, yeah, I know. So what are you saying? 704? 85. So how much do they save? Sedan is definitely cheaper. How much do they save? It doesn't ask that, but...
it does, and by how much?
Oh, it does?
It does.
Oh, and by how much? You're right. Okay. 48, 40. So what does that work out to? 5, 4. How much, Woody? 216.45. Okay. So the question is it worth it to take the car instead of the SUV? If I'm driving 5,000 kilometers, I want comfort,
I know.
right?
Comfort, room.
Comfort, right? So that's part D, it says, I think, right? What other factors might the Ford family consider when deciding which vehicle to take on their vacation? How much space? Are they hauling gear with them, right? Are they little kids?
How long are they going to drive each and every day?
Yeah.
Length of time, number of people in the family.
Do the kids want to watch DVDs on the way? The answer is yes. Which one has the DVD player in it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe is it which one doesn't have air conditioning?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
for $200, if they're going that far, yeah. Take your time.
It wouldn't matter what your answer was as long as you support
Yes, that's right. It wouldn't matter what your answer is.
Okay.
But, yeah, for
So
sure.
for D, it doesn't matter?
Well, you would say what are the factors? So you would say factors would be like how much space they have, how much comfort. You might even say like, well, maybe the car's got low kilometers and we want to keep it that way, and the SUV's got like 400,000, but it's a Honda or a Toyota and it runs awesome, and we're going to take it, right? Because we don't care. But we want to keep the Chevy, we want to keep it low kilometers.
You might say
I
that.
just wrote 3 things.
You might
Space,
say that.
comfort, new vehicle.
Yep.